And that was an amazing introduction, man. I might not even have to say anything after that. That was such a great thing. Well, I want to thank you all for being here, taking the time out of your schedule to come hear from me. And I don't take that lightly because your time is very important. I want to thank Indiana Wesleyan for hosting this for us. Give them a big round of applause. Really appreciate you guys for letting us use this space, and the food was amazing. I was just telling Penny, I ate food here for a long time, and they just switched food vendors, and this food is amazing. So I'm really thankful for you guys. I also want to thank all of our elected officials. If you are an elected official, please stand. I did this last year. I forgot some people, so I'm gonna do a new method. If you're an elected official, there we go. Thank you guys so much. All of our city councilmen, our state representative. I wouldn't be able to do anything that you see done here in the city of Marion without our city council. So I'm forever grateful for all of you guys. It's such a blessing. If you work for the city of Marion, would you please stand? Give them a round of applause. Thank you. These men and women truly are. I get to be the one on stage and do all that kind of stuff, but without them, nothing that you see happening throughout our city would go. So everything you see is all because of them. Who else do I want to thank? Do I want to forget anybody? If you are a public servant of any kind, I see our superintendent is here. If you are a public servant of any kind, please stand up. I want to honor you as well. Here we go. We have our schools. Yes. Am I missing anyone else? Great. All right. Thank you all so much. Okay. State of the City 2026. As I was preparing for this, I was thinking about what direction I wanted to take and what I wanted to talk about. And, I had this long list of accomplishments that I could spend 15, 20 minutes rattling off, because that's probably how long it would take, because it's been so many things. But I think that at this point, you can see it. In 2024, I gave a speech outside and I was talking about hopefuls. In 2025, I gave a speech at Abbey Coffee Atrium, and I was talking about things in motion. 2026 speech is more, just open your eyes and see. Open your eyes and see the over $6.5 million of new street paving going through the city of Marion. Open your eyes and see all the new investments in infrastructure, specifically sidewalks, that we've done throughout the city of Marion. Doesn't take too long to see, if you just drive down our bypass, the countless new businesses that are opening up and under construction. And if you want to take any time and drive through downtown, and you'll see the over $100 million of new investment in the riverfront. Whether you're thinking about the River Rocks Lofts or Arrows at the Banks, whether you're talking about Ballard Field, whether you're talking about Wiggly Field Dog Park, whether you're talking about the Blumenthal building, or whether you're talking about any of the other investments that you're seeing happen in our downtown area. Or if you get bored with that, go out east and you'll see the Jones Heritage Project, which is also adding new development, which is a $60 million development on the corner of where Jones used to be. And another thing, you'll see what used to be the Tucker building is going to be remodeled into a new school. So what was blighted? What was empty? What was a painful reminder of what once was is now showing what can be. Oftentimes we get stuck in situations in our community where we can't see past our nose and the vision is not there. So when I was sharing about this idea that man deserves nice things, it was a hard thing for people to believe. It was a hard thing for people to understand, because we had been kicked and punched and beat down for so long. To hear a message of hope and seeing that it's not normal for our streets to be crumbling. And it's not normal for people not to invest in the city of Marion. What is normal and is the new normal for us is constant investments. What was once, I was traveling across the state and begging people to please spend some money in Marion. Please give us a chance, whatever you want to do this. And I'll never forget one of my first meetings. It was a major developer out of Indianapolis, and I was downtown, and I Went up to his office and I told him, I said, hey, I introduced myself and I said, I would like you to come and build in Marion. Now, this guy does a lot of stuff. And I really respect him. And he changed my whole perspective with this. He said, why would I build in Marion, Indiana, when a 2x4 costs the same as it does in Marion as it does in Carmel? And I'm pretty quick with it, but at that moment, I was froze. I said, oh, you actually have a really good point. But I didn't say that. I said, okay, that gave me some things to think about. And as I went across the state, and at this point, the nation, and I'll share later internationally, sharing the story about Marion, Indiana, that narrative slowly started to change. To where once people said, why would I build in Marion, Indiana? Now it's more of a, hey, man, we want to build here. What do we need to do to make sure we can get in? I just got home from a conference in Las Vegas. It was great. Not because of Las Vegas, but it was great because of the conference. And one of the things that I found so astonishing is all the way in Las Vegas, I'm walking through the mallway and somebody stops me, the mallway of the convention center, somebody stops me and said, hey, you don't know me, but I'm a developer from Texas. And I've seen what you've done in Marion, Indiana, and we want to figure out how we can do some business there. And as we sit down and negotiate with these developers and people wanting to invest in the city of Marion, I sat down at the table. I'm gonna tell you a lot of stories today because I think this is important so you can understand that we're in a position to win. We're no longer in the position of the bottom. And I'm gonna tell you all these stories to understand, so you can understand that and believe here today that Marion is winning and we're not losing anymore. I sat down with the developers and they said, you have to decide what you want to be in Marion because everybody wants to be there. So this is as we're talking and we are navigating through this and signing these letters of intent for Burlington Coat Factory and Ross and Ulta Beauty and the continued expansion of $20 million onto this facility next to TJ Maxx and hundreds of jobs. And I'm signing these and I'm talking to him, we're negotiating back and forth. He said, what do you want? Because everybody wants to be there now. What do you want? And that narrative, that mindset shift took a long time. A lot of meetings, a lot of nights where it felt hopeless, but that mindset shift has begun to happen to where it's no longer we're the beggars. It's no longer that we're hoping that anybody would choose us. Now they're asking, what do you actually want? Because now everybody's interested. Oftentimes people ask me, what would I consider the greatest accomplishment? When you look at all the things that's going on and what's actually your favorite thing? I tell them it's something that was not tangible. It's something that I couldn't take a screwdriver to and fix it. It's something I couldn't pave. It's something I couldn't rah people up. I couldn't do any of the things that my greatest accomplishment to me is the renewal of the mind. The renewal of the mind for our city, because we can often become our own worst critics. We can often beat ourselves up more than anyone else. The mindset shift of we're not the victims, we're victorious now. We're not last, we're first. We don't just accept the crumbs, we pull up to the table and eat. The mindset shift of the city of Marion is something that I pray lasts years and years and decades. So now we'll go back to some of the cool stuff. You go back to downtown, we have this big bridge that's coming in, and we go out east and we talked about that. We go even further east and we have something where 40 or so years ago, somebody will correct me, I'm sure, they ran utilities way out to the highway. And for those last 40 years, we've taken stabs at trying to develop and invest out there with some success and some failure. But now we have a new cornerstone that's broke ground a couple of weeks ago in Parkview. And because of that investment, I wish I could make this up and you might think I am, but because of that investment, my phone rings Non-stop. From people wanting to buy everything around the area. Every piece of ground you see vacant, there are people beating down the door to purchase it and move. Am I making this up? I'm getting calls too. So this is not, we're not the bottom. We're not last. One more story to emphasize this. If you don't know me, or if you've gotten to know me, I have a very healthy, or maybe unhealthy, however you want to look at it, fascination with winning. I really like to win. I told a story last year, 2 stories last year regarding Cafe Valley and Hearts and Kennedy, and how we beat Phoenix with Cafe Valley. They could have went to Phoenix, where the other location was, but we won. Hearts and Kennedy, now known as Formica, could have went to Cincinnati, which, I mean, you would think, Cincinnati and Phoenix, that sounds, in most people's minds sound better than Marion, but we won again. Now this year, we're faced with another challenge. A multi-billion-dollar company. My grandfather still calls it Anaconda, but it's not that anymore. So those who've been around for a while might know that it was Anaconda at one point. Multi-billion-dollar company is facing the decision to locate and expand in Marion, Indiana, or in Texas. $35 million new investments, 50 new jobs, with an average pay of $35 an hour. Council's already seen this, so I'm not dropping news on them. They know. $35 million, over 50 new jobs, starting at $35 an hour. So they come to me. We're trying to decide, this multi-billion-dollar global company, we're trying to decide between Texas, where we have a facility, or Marion, Indiana. And I'll spare you all the details. If you want to know all that, maybe come to the council meeting. I'll spare you all the details. But what I want you to get is we won again. We won again. The city of Marion, when given the choice to go anywhere else in the United States, these companies are choosing us. When given the option of going where it's warm, hot, and nice, and all the kind of stuff, they're choosing Marion. Because we are winners. We win. So if you don't get anything else from this conversation today, or this story time, whatever you want to call this method of speech, take with you this. The city of Marion is on a winning streak. The city of Marion no longer is on a race to the bottom or competing for last place. We're in a position now, because of the hard work of the men and women who stood up earlier, because of the elected officials who understand the vision and are willing to make tough decisions, we are now winners. And we want to keep that going strong every day. And it takes all of you. Now, this is where I put it on everyone. It takes everyone in this room to continue to believe in the city of Marion. And when I say believe in the city of Marion, I'm not just talking about in your mind. When you talk about the city of Marion, make sure you say positive things about the city. Make sure you say encouraging things about the city, because believe it or not, whether that's in person and or on social media, these companies watch it. They see everything you say, every bad thing you say, every good thing you say. And the message I want them to know, and I want you all to know, that Marion is on a winning streak. Thank you so much.